Life shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome to Join Up Dots and welcome to episode 1 of a mini course that we're putting together. We're all about getting you rich and living free. And as we talk about on Join Up Dots all the time, getting rich isn't just about the money aspect. Getting rich is about being rich in time, being rich in opportunities, being rich in relationships, and basically loving your life and having a stress-free life. And what we want to do, we want to focus in on the money side first of all. And so this is the first episode of a mini course, and it's not just another episode. It's not just another idea to nod along to and sort of forget 5 minutes later. It's one of those moments. It's the kind of moment that if this information lands properly, and we have talked about it in the past, but it can really change everything when it comes to getting rich. And we're talking about money. Now, I want to start with a quote. And you will have heard it before on Join Up Dots, but today I want you to hear it differently. The rich buy assets, the poor have expenses, and the middle class buy liabilities they think are assets. Yeah, so rich dad, poor dad. Now, let's just sit with that for a second. We'll go through it again. The rich buy assets, the poor have expenses, and the middle class buy liabilities that they think are assets. What does that really mean? Because on the surface, it sounds like one of those kind of typical money quotes, doesn't it? Which you kind of read and doesn't really make sense until many years later you look at it again, you think, oh yeah, I've been through that. I know exactly what it means. When you first hear it, you kind of scroll past, you maybe nod, you maybe even agree with it, but then you carry on doing exactly what you've always done. But what if that one idea right there is the line between where you are now financially and where you actually want to be? Not intelligence, not luck, definitely not how hard you work, just understanding that sentence properly and what it means. Because the truth is, and I'm going to say this as plainly as I can, that most people spend their entire lives believing they're doing the right thing with money. They go to work, they earn, they spend, they try to save a bit, and yet it never really quite builds into anything that gives them the freedom that they want. It just keeps them sort of ticking along. They're certainly comfortable. They're certainly comfortable enough not to panic, but they're never quite in control of their time, their freedom, because they've got to keep that going all the time. And the reason it's not because they're lazy, and it's not because they're bad with money. It's just because they've been taught to see money the wrong way from day one. Okay, and I'm sure most of you out there are doing the same thing. So let me bring this into real life, because I don't want to talk to you in sort of financial jargon. I want to talk to you in your world, your actual day. So imagine you wake up in the morning. It's not hard to do because we do it all the time. And for most of you, you sort of grab your phone, you maybe scroll a bit, you go for a wee, you then head to the kitchen, you make a coffee, you jump in your car and you drive to work. And maybe on the way you stop and grab another coffee. Okay, you work your hours, you come home, you stick something on Netflix, you maybe order a takeaway because you're tired, and maybe do a bit of online shopping. You know, nothing extreme, nothing reckless, just the sort of normal life that everyone leads. But here's the question no one really asks. Out of everything you did in that day, what actually put money into your life and what took it away? Not in a stressful way, not in a guilt-driven way, just honestly, because most people, if they really look, their entire day is designed to take money away from them. From the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, money is just flowing away from them. And very little is flowing back into them outside of their job. So that's their one income stream. And it's just basically leaky for the whole time. But this is where it gets interesting. Because when people do spend money, they often feel like they're doing something positive. I deserve this. This is an investment in myself. This makes life better. And sometimes that's true. But a lot of the time it's not. It just feels like it is. So let's take a classic example, a car. Most people see the car as a necessity and maybe even a bit of a reward. And I've worked hard. I deserve a nice car. And fair enough, you probably do. But forget that. Let's look at it financially speaking. That car, the moment you buy it, starts taking money away from you. Fuel, insurance, maintenance, your MOT, the depreciation. It doesn't give you money back at all. It just keeps on taking it. So by definition, it might be a lovely thing to have on your driveway, but it's not an asset. It's a liability. Now, of course, I'm not saying to you don't have a car. That's not me saying don't enjoy your life. What I'm saying is call it what it is. Because when you start calling things what they actually are, something shifts. This isn't a car, it's a liability. And if you start looking at all your life in this way, it can be quite uncomfortable, to be honest, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start looking around your life differently. The subscriptions, the gym membership, the upgrades, the little treats on a Friday night because you deserve it, the things you've convinced yourself are moving you forward, but they're actually just keeping you exactly where you are on that hamster wheel. We want you to get rich. We want you to have opportunities. We want you to sit on a mountaintop on a Tuesday morning because you've made it happen. But you can't unless you change your identity about money. It's about the story you've been telling yourself. The story of, I'm doing all right. I've got things under control. I'm making good choices. And maybe you are in many areas of your life. But when it comes to money, there's a good chance you've been playing a game without knowing the real rules. So think about it. How much of your life is just taking money out of your pocket and away from your job? How much is bringing it back in? Because once you start thinking about assets, something that puts money into your life, not someday and not potentially, but consistently, and you look at liabilities being something that takes money away, most people have been building their lives around liabilities while believing they're building assets, and that's the trap. That's the gap. That's why people can earn more and more money over time and still find like they're in exactly the same position. They've still got the same credit cards. They've still got the same debts around them because their money is just flowing into areas of reward and not freedom. Because the moment more money comes in, most people will buy more liabilities, a bigger house, a better car, more expenses, and suddenly they need all that income, that increased income, just to stand still and not proceed to the freedom. So let me ask you something, okay? And I don't want you to answer this quickly, but I want you to actually think about it. If you stopped working today, what in your life would continue to bring money in? Yeah? Not that you hope it will, but definitively, as things stand right now today, what is working for you financially away from your job? Because that answer is everything. That answer is when things must shift towards where you want it to be. What is bringing income into your life other than your job. So think about that all day, and don't worry if the answer is nothing. For most people, it is, and that's not failure. That's just where you're starting from this point today. But it does highlight something important. If everything in your life depends on you showing up and giving your time and trading your energy, then you don't really have control. You've just got a sort of well-managed routine. And that's what Get Rich and Live Free is aiming for. It's the ability to have that control. It's ability to say no to things and yes to things on days that everybody else can't. There's nothing wrong with earning a wage, and there's nothing wrong with stability, but that's the only way that money enters your life. And every decision you make, every purchase, it's all has to be supported by your time. You've got to turn up to do it, okay? So think about it, because this is the moment everything starts to shift for you. Not because you suddenly go out and change your whole life overnight, but just because you've started to think differently. You're going to start to notice every time you tap for that Tesco's meal deal, every time you buy that Starbucks coffee, every time you fill your car up because you're doing a route which actually you could do on a bus or you could do on a bike or whatever. You'll start to notice. You start to question. And that awareness is where it all begins. And that's what we've been talking about for 11 years on Join Up Dots at this point. It's about you looking back and joining up the dots, okay? So here's what I want you to do. And this is important because we're not jumping into action just yet. We're not fixing anything. We're not cutting anything out. And certainly not making drastic changes. We're just simply watching. So from the moment you finish listening to this episode, go through your day as normal. Do everything you would usually do. Spend what you would usually spend. Live your life exactly as it is, but just with one difference. Just be aware. Every time money leaves your life, just notice it. No judgment. No, just think, oh, there you go. It's going out again. It's going out again. And every time money comes in, notice that too. But jot it down. Get a blank bit of paper, and every time money comes in to you away from your job, and jot it down. And keep on looking at that bit of paper every day. Is it filling up? Is it staying blank? Because even if it's just your wage landing in your account, okay, you will see that money is coming into your life. And what's taking money away as well, okay? Because once you really see it, you won't need motivation. You won't need willpower. You'll just naturally start to shift to the Get Rich and Live Free life. So that's what we want you to do today. Just become a bit more aware of it. And in the next episode of this mini course, we're going to go deeper. We're going to start looking at what real assets actually are in simple everyday terms. Once again, we're not going to make it complicated, not out of reach, but just step by step. So just for now, just notice, just observe, and just open your eyes to what's already happening around you, because the biggest changes in life don't start with action. They certainly start with awareness. Okay, so until next time, my friends, keep joining up those dots. Be aware of what's going in, what's going out, and we'll be back again with the next episode of this mini course. So we'll see you again soon. You look after yourselves. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
Got a question in your inbox about your business and your bright sparks. Let's join up dots and find the way to make your online dreams come true today. Yeah, let's join up dots and see it through. Your next big breakthrough is waiting for you.